Liam, a young man working long hours in a quiet library, noticed a frail elderly woman clutching a tattered notebook by the door one chilly afternoon. When he offered to help her find a rare book she'd been searching for, he had no idea this small act of kindness would spark a series of events that would change his life. Liam, a young man working long hours in a quiet, worn-out library, often saw the same faces browsing the shelves. This job wasn't exactly what he'd imagined his life would be, but the familiar scent of old books and the comfort of routine gave him a sense of calm. One chilly afternoon, as he was organizing books, he noticed an elderly woman hesitating near the door, clutching a tattered notebook. She looked frail and uncertain, her fingers tracing the edge of the notebook as she scanned the rows of shelves. But her eyes held a certain determination, a spark that caught Liam's attention. Liam approached her, offering a warm smile and a simple question. "Can I help you find something?" The woman introduced herself as Edith. In a soft, almost trembling voice, she explained that she was looking for a book, a rare, precious one that she hadn't seen in years. Her notebook was filled with handwritten notes and the titles of countless books she'd loved. For a moment, Liam's heart went out to her. It wasn't often that he saw someone speak about books with such reverence. He wanted to help her, but he knew the library didn't have many rare books, especially ones as old as she described. Still, something in him felt compelled to try. "We don't have it here, but I could check with some other libraries in town," he offered, feeling a sense of purpose in his words. "It might take a while, but I'd be happy to look for you." Edith's face lit up, a warm, grateful smile spreading across her face. She thanked him and left her contact information on a small piece of paper. For Liam, it felt like just another small act of kindness, something he'd soon forget. He didn't expect to see her again, nor did he imagine how much this moment would come to mean. Liam returned to his daily routine, but Edith's request lingered in his mind. Something about her story and her determination had sparked something in him, a curiosity he hadn't felt in a long time. So after his shift, he began his search. He combed through the library's archives, contacted nearby libraries, and even joined online forums dedicated to rare books. Day after day, he stayed late, making calls and researching, determined to fulfill his promise. His co-workers noticed his unusual dedication and would occasionally ask about it, but Liam would just shrug, saying he was helping a regular. Weeks passed, and Liam found himself becoming more invested in this search than he'd ever anticipated. It became a personal quest, a small way to give back, and maybe feel a little more useful in a world that often felt stagnant. Finally, one cold evening, as he was about to leave for the night, he decided to try one last time. In a small, dimly lit corner of an online book forum, he found a retired book collector who claimed to have the very edition Edith was looking for. Liam's heart skipped a beat. It was a slim chance, but it was something. A few days later, the doorbell chimed as Liam was stacking books. He turned to see Edith entering the library, but this time she wasn't alone. Beside her stood a younger man in his 30s, sharply dressed, his posture commanding but with a hint of warmth in his eyes. He introduced himself as Daniel, Edith's grandson. Daniel extended a hand to Liam and said, "My grandmother told me how much you've been helping her. I just wanted to come by and thank you personally." Liam brushed it off, saying it was no big deal. But Edith insisted, explaining just how much this book meant to her. She spoke of her childhood, of how her parents would read to her from that very edition every night. It was one of the few memories she had left of them, and Liam's help in finding it had brought her a sense of joy she hadn't felt in years. Listening to Edith's story, Liam realized how much deeper this request went. This was more than just a book. It was a connection to her past, to the people she'd loved and lost. As they were leaving, Daniel paused and handed Liam a small envelope. "This is a little something to show our gratitude. Thank you, Liam. You've done something wonderful here." Inside the envelope was a simple card with Daniel's contact information and a heartfelt note from Edith, thanking him once again for his kindness. With a mixture of excitement and apprehension, Liam accepted the offer. He enrolled in the literature program, throwing himself into his studies with a dedication he hadn't felt in years. Each day he poured his heart into learning, determined to make the most of this unexpected opportunity. The journey wasn't easy. There were late nights, difficult assignments, and moments of self-doubt. But every time he felt overwhelmed, he remembered Edith's smile, the warmth in her voice as she thanked him, and the belief Daniel had shown in him. Years passed, and Liam graduated with honors. He stood proudly on the stage, scanning the crowd for familiar faces. There, among the cheering audience, were Edith and Daniel, beaming with pride. Liam felt a wave of gratitude wash over him. This moment, this achievement, was a testament to the power of kindness and the unexpected ways life could change. Today, Liam is a teacher, sharing his love for literature with his students, guiding them the way he always wished someone had guided him. He inspires his students not only to read and write, but also to find meaning in the stories they encounter, just as he had found meaning in his own. Every so often, Liam returns to that old library. He sits quietly among the shelves, reminiscing about the journey that began there. He shares his story with young readers, reminding them that kindness can open doors you never even knew were there. So the next time you have the chance to help someone, remember that the smallest gesture might just change a life, including your own. Sometimes a forgotten library card holds more value than you could ever imagine. If this story touched your heart, consider subscribing for more tales that remind us all of the good we can bring into the world. Until next time, keep being kind.